first chance meeting. Since the beginning of this administration, I, along with my production partner and cameraman Caesar, have been traveling to protests and documenting dissent. We've had the opportunity to meet many leaders, organizers, and speakers in this grassroots movement, and we are doing our part the only way we know how, by trying to capture the stories of the people who are fighting for the soul of this country, and hopefully to inspire others to join this fight. What we are a part of right now is unprecedented. It's historic. The last day of national protest was the largest protest in American history. The tides are turning, and hope is alive, but we can't let our guard down. We cannot fall back into complacency. We must do the opposite. We must act. Because as support for Donald Trump and his fascist regime wanes, as their power becomes threatened, and their true abhorrent intentions are exposed and communicated to the masses, the more desperate they will become in their constant effort for control, the more violent they will be. The more people they will silence, and worse, the more people they will disappear. We've already seen it taking place. They spent so long pushing propaganda to demonize and generalize immigrants, to demonize and generalize them as illegals, and use it to manufacture consent for going after people regardless of legal status, regardless of contributions to our economy or the well-being of our country, regardless if they have committed a crime or if they have family. Dehumanizing people in hopes that the rest of us will look the other way while they treat humans as being subhuman. ICE is kidnapping and trafficking innocent men, women, and children, and putting them into concentration camps of the most inhumane conditions in your name. They are celebrating the notion of feeding them to alligators. The same members of the far-right influence space that are in Trump's ear calling for the end of legal immigration from third world countries and saying that there are 65 million illegal immigrants that need to be deported or imprisoned. That is not the number of undocumented migrants in the U.S. That is the number of the entire population of Latino Americans. They did the same thing for trans people, claiming a population of people have no right to exist, revoking protections and the rights of human beings. Now Trump is priming his base once again, saying he hates Democrats, saying that they are all socialists and communists, that they have no place in America, that they're evil, and that they hate America, threatening to denaturalize and deport Zoran Mamdani if he is democratically elected mayor of New York City. After repeated attacks on birthright citizenship, including kidnapping and trafficking U.S. citizen children, Trump is threatening to denaturalize citizens. They've revoked due process and gone after peaceful political dissidents with no cause. They've gone after lawyers and public officials for opposing these fascist policies within their legal right. They've revoked legal status for residents by the hundreds of thousands to give ICE open season on them. They've sent innocent people to foreign concentration camps with no hope of ever being released. What is happening in this country is ethnic cleansing propagated with outrageous lies. And while that ethnic cleansing is happening here on your tax dollars are also funding genocide in Gaza. A genocide that Donald Trump is lying about and protecting just as hard as he protects the Epstein files that his name is all over. But there is no plausible deniability in the court of public opinion. And as our courts and our system of law bows beneath Trump's administration of corruption and lawlessness, the public is what matters most. Right now, these sanctuary cities that Trump is attacking, they are the front lines setting the tone for the rest of us, and they are fighting back. Those communities are organizing and protecting one another. We need to prepare to do the same. In the wake of ICE's unprecedented increase in budget, through the bill just passed and the deployment of military into American streets, we need to be ready to protect our own people just like those communities being attacked right now. We need to build new community networks and strengthen the ones that already exist. We need to work towards targeted opposition. We need to fight with our dollar, attacking the complicit corporations where it hurts. Focus only on buying locally if you can, and boycott any company contributing to these atrocities. We need constant protests, not just every couple of weeks. And it doesn't matter who it inconveniences. People not with the program need to be inconvenienced to the point that they start paying attention and get on the same page. And we need as many people on the same page as possible. The times are dire. And just because it's much quieter in this corner of the nation than it is in places like California or New York or Florida, it doesn't mean that it always will be. And it doesn't lessen the horror of what is happening in those communities and to the innocent human beings affected most right now. If we really want to be a country that is united, we need to start acting in solidarity with those facing the immediate threats. And that far exceeds just posting on social media and showing up to protests every once in a while. That means sacrificing our leisure and luxuries to put forth substantial effort. Otherwise, those sacrifices will be made for us down the line. For some, this may be your first time at a protest. Others might be veterans of this kind of thing. Some of us come to these protests for a day and then turn around and go live life like it's business as usual. This is not business as usual. Atrocities are being committed in your name, and don't think that if we don't stop this tyranny as soon as possible, that it won't show up on your doorstep someday. It's hard to give up the distractions, the constant scroll of stimulation. It's hard to give up because they spent so long strategically shackling us to it. They weaponized it against us, an unsustainable attention economy that rewards ignorance and propagates lies to radicalize the fearful and angry while overwhelming the rest of us into apathy, with algorithms perfectly calculating the brain rot that locks us into compliance or keeps us at war with one another. Meanwhile, the true enemy are the ones creating the distraction, while stripping rights away, while violently pillaging the world we live in, destroying the environment, employing Orwellian levels of control, consolidating all the wealth and power, and leaving nothing for the rest of us besides subservience. That's the world they want, one built in their image of supremacy. That's the world these fascist tech billionaires brag about, the same ones buying the politicians and controlling the plans they abide by. But we can use their tools against them. The tools they created and control are tools we can use solely to engage in opposition. Stop posting your vacation photos on social media or updating your followers on the last meal you ate or the last bar you drank at. Start using it only to address our reality with the proper weight that it holds, or to demonstrate your own efforts in working against it. Sharing information is the bare minimum. They flood the zone with constant cruelty in an attempt to capsize our agency. We flood the zone back. We flood with truth, education, understanding, and kindness to everyone but the Nazis who actively advocate for the suffering and dehumanization of others by their own hate or for their own selfish benefit. I know that times are scary. We all feel it. I know that times are hard, but they get easier when we stand together. Stand for your friends, your neighbors, those you don't know, and their right to exist, and their right to be treated as human, and their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Stand up now, or relinquish your own rights, and wait for these fascists to go down the line and come after anyone who doesn't fit within their rigid ideology. Don't just do this, do something more, anything, because while we're here gathering and enjoying each other's company in peaceful demonstration, families are being ripped apart. Innocent people are being sent to concentration camps. Children are being massacred by an imperialist and genocidal foreign government and military that claims to be our closest ally while ethnically cleansing in the pursuit of conquest and supremacy. A pursuit that mirrors what has begun in our own country because the two are intrinsically linked and operate hand in hand. The tyranny of Free Palestine. The tyranny of our imperialism that this nation has benefited from has used racism and fear-mongering to justify that it's terrorized the world for control of its regions and resources is now spreading like a weed across this country from the seeds this nation planted. Trump is turning populous pockets of our country into militarized police states and committing violence against his own people like the fascist traitor he is and always has been. And he and all of the fascist ideologues that surround him and pull the strings must be stopped, and only we the people together can do that. And we will, because we must. Otherwise we forfeit everything we claim to be as Americans. This country is in an existential crisis. This is an evil that we are collectively waking up to. And evil only prevails because of two types of people. Those that do evil and those that do nothing to stop it. So let's all do everything we possibly can. Thank you.